All right, so we got BPL group stage. I have Volshank with me, and we're gonna watch a nice little set, some between some pretty well known players. Xfactor and Auto in round one of Group C. And Volshank, I don't know. We've looked before this that Xfactor and Auto have been playing against each other for quite some time, like the Alpha Cup Finals was between Xfactor and Auto, with Auto coming out ahead, and now we can see how they compete against each other in the group stage here.
Yeah, I mean, this actually is a grand finals for this was the grand finals for season 5, BPL
Oh,
season
true.
5, which had some banger games. If you remember the Theta Crystals game that turned into like Shiva versus
Oh,
Shiva
yeah.
with katas on top. Amazing game, incredibly fun to watch.
It's really good. I remember X Factor was losing and like out of nowhere showed up with like 50 wasps and just totally
Yeah,
overwhelmed. That was such a good game.
that was the game. So for this one, if you guys are unfamiliar with GSL groups, which are what these are, there's 4 players in a group, and so basically there's 3 rounds. The first round will be Xfactor versus AutoPilot, and if you mouse over them, they'll flash. And then the second round is Domino versus Teddy, and so the winners of Xfactor and Auto and the winner of Domino and Teddy will play each other in the winners final in the second stage, and then the 2 losers play each other in the second stage as well. The person who loses twice is knocked out, and then the winner gets an elimination final. So if you lose 2 games, you're out, and if you win 2 games, you're through.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and if we look at this group, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is a group of death. This is a scary, scary group. Every player in here is ridiculous. 3 previous BPL winners in one group is kind of insane.
that is insane, actually. Like
uh,
poor Domino. He's like, wait, how did
uh,
I get in this group?
I mean,
What's going
Domino's been
on?
looking pretty good, so who knows? We'll have to see. I believe the Teddy Domino set is on Barcast channel. I believe it was actually just uploaded, so if you haven't seen that, maybe go check it out, and you could see the results. But uh,
Yeah.
well, if we're
All
ready,
right. I
we
think
can
we're ready.
go
Yeah.
and look. We can see our maps. So game one is going to be on Devil's Postpiles between X Factor and Auto. Brand new map from Aiden, new to the tournament, and I have not really seen games on this map. Volshok, I don't know about you, but it's unique looking. It's very different.
There's a lot of like weird, interesting play and pathing on it that I actually really appreciate. I love all of Hayden's maps. I've seen some really trippy openings, both like early air cons to
Mm-hmm.
like get all the reclaim and cap the high ground mexes. There's really quite a lot. It's pretty interesting to see. So I'm excited to just see more of it. We really have not seen very much of it at all when we watch the mainstream. So hopefully we'll get to see more of it here. And our second map, if we go back, is from Neb, which is Pools of Islas, which
Yeah.
is another actually awesome map. I think it's super fun. Something I didn't know because I haven't played it that much. It has 5 geos. It's a pretty small map, but it has a lot of geos on it.
Yeah, I remember in the last BPL, we had one of the most memorable sets between Bloatier and Randy, where the story of the Randy of the Lake came about, and Pools of Illis was one of those maps that was played during that set, and it is. While being a great set, it is generally just a good map. It's been interesting games, pretty back and forth. We see tier 3 regularly. Pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's also a map that we've seen. I've seen almost every. I think I've seen every single lab on it. I've seen
yeah.
Armbot, ArmV, CoreBot, CoreV. I haven't seen air opens on it, thankfully, but
That
yeah,
probably happened. Honestly, it probably did. Who knows?
it probably has. Yeah.
Well, all right. If we do we want to look at anything else, or are we good to
We could
go?
look at some stats if you
Look at
guys are
stats.
unfamiliar with Xfactor. If you're
Oh man,
just signing in,
we like
so this is
stats.
yeah, this is Xfactor Live. He's pretty good. Generally, when you have over 100 OS in any mode, that means you're a good player. So, yeah, you see his base stats there, and then the graph below is win rate on the vertical axis, and then game duration in minutes on the horizontal axis. And you can see he basically just has a flat 86% win rate, which, if you guys are familiar with competitive RTS, that's pretty
He
high.
just wins. He just wins. I don't like 86% is insane. I don't know what to even
Yeah, I
say.
mean,
That's just insane.
across hundreds of games, that high of a win rate is insane. And then on the right, you can see where his placements are for each season. So season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wait, is Xfactor
Um,
here? Oh, he is. Oh,
he is, yeah.
oh,
He
this
got
is
knocked out by
early
Daywalker back in
days.
the day. Yeah.
Well, that's season 2.
So,
Hold on, I gotta look now. I gotta know. Wait, okay, so he lost to Rand. No, no, I gotta. You put these stats here. You can't. I gotta see them now. Or did he not? Is he not on season 3? Oh, come
he's go
on.
back, go back. See, it says ninth to
Oh,
6th. That's
ninth to
only groups.
16th.
Ninth to
Oh,
16th.
and then
So he didn't make.
he turned
Then he got
online here.
second. Yep,
Yeah,
he lost to Chisato
which
when
is
Chisato
fair.
earned his triple crown when he got his third
Yeah.
BPL
Yeah,
championship.
this is deep when Chisato was at his actual peak. And and
And
then
then hey,
yeah, he shows up
when
here and just apparently crushes Auto like 4-1. Wow,
that was a really good series though.
that
That
was
did
good.
not feel like a 4-1
It did.
final. Like there were so many games that were they felt like they were just on sort of a razor's edge.
Oh,
And he dropped to the eventual winner, right? I mean, he
yeah.
got third, fourth, but losing to Blow Deer is not. There's no shame
No,
in that.
not at all. Bloodier was looking absolutely ridiculous in the last BPL. He was looking very, very like active. He was just playing very well. It was kind of what more do you need to say? The man was just playing very well, and he showed it as he took the crown that
Yeah.
BPL.
That's why this season's called the King in the North. And if we go to Autopilot, Auto is also not a slouch by any stretch of the imagination. Um,
81%, like 2 players over 80% with this many games is insane. Like, that's so
yeah,
ridiculous.
it's crazy because 10 out of 16 players have a have a dropping win rate as the game progresses. You know, they start at whatever 80 to 70%, and then after 25 minutes it drops to 60 or 50 or something. But there's like a handful of players like Otto and
Yeah.
and Xfactor who are like, no, we've played enough FFA to know how to close games out. So
You do not want to get
yeah.
you do not want to get with these two in a long game. Both are insane macro players, and not only are they very strong in the early game, but my God, if it goes late, good luck.
And like I said, if you click on the season 5
Oh,
where Otto took second, this
yeah,
was the grand final 2 seasons ago,
yeah.
right? So hopefully, after hyping it up, it's actually going to be a hard hitting series,
Yeah, I hope
and not
that's
a bunch
true.
of like
Especially because
5-minute cheeses.
like Xfactor won season 5 versus Auto, and then Auto won an Alpha Cup versus Xfactor, and now here we are again, where these two are somehow meeting again, and we get to see how this goes. And surely this is gonna go the distance. It could be
I
anything.
I got dreams. I got hopes and dreams, but I think I'm ready. So it's going to
All
be
right.
Devil's Postpiles, Pools of Eyeless, and then if we get a game 3 on Canis River.
All right. Well, if you're ready, I'm gonna swap over, and we'll just hit
Let's party.
the old unpause button and see how this go. Whoa, already, I could tell. One little thing is these spawns are not what I traditionally think I've seen on this map. Right? Normally I tend to see corner to corner, not corner to my next door neighbor.
I've seen both.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. The funny thing is that you don't actually know, right?
Yeah.
Because one player could be your corner, could be the other person's kind of next door. But this is a core v core
Oh, interesting.
showdown.
Core vehicle is I mean I guess you could get away with it because the incisors are good, but I'm looking at this and in my brain with a little experience of the map, there's a lot of reclaim. It's very hilly. I would have assumed bots, if all things considered. I wonder what the benefit of vehicle is. Are they both doing it?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the kind of the nerf to ticks, vehicles just feel so much better, both rovers and rascals, that you don't really have to worry about that early pressure quite as much. Also, I think just because there's so many close mexes, like there's so much metal kind of right in your base that you can just pump. It's like normally you kind of stall out a bit and you are more worried about expansion pass, but these are defensible bases with tons of mexes you can take.
Yeah, the vehicle con always very good. Actually, that's a good point. Looking at their expansion path for their cons here actually is kind of interesting. As Autos is kind of like he's just going forward using his con. Oh, he's actually swapped it, but he was using it basically to boost his lab at a certain point. But he's just using the speed of the vehicle con. I'm assuming to just expand quickly. He's deciding not to take any of the reclaim and just expand. Uh, Oh, interesting. So Xfactor, he has a pretty good idea of where Auto is, as Auto's, I think, in the more normalized spawn, and is sending his Rascals in that direction immediately.
They both are, but we got these early skirmishes, a little rascal on rascal action. But this water is not deep enough to do the time-honored underwater scout trick. But two of Otto's rovers get in, or rascals get in.
Yeah, and Xfactor already walked. His commander's already moving. Doesn't have any defending units, and multiple solars are going to get turned off and probably lose a couple mexes. Oh, Auto slight miss micro there. Does not actually get that mex.
Yeah, he messed up, but he did tap though. He retapped and tapped it. Does he get the other mechs?
Oh, one more. Nice.
Yes, he got it. Nice.
2 mexes, multiple solars turned off. Really rough start for Xfactor, as he's already somewhat struggling.
And yeah, here comes the second raid, and Otto is just taking mexes with his comm. Xfac is gonna walk back and then boost his lab, but rascal on rascal.
Yeah, this next few minutes are going to be really important for Xfactor, as whether or not he can defend this, as he's already behind. He's falling behind the metal a second. He's fallen behind in the energy. Auto started calm walking and just making cons and rascals at this point.
Yeah, Xfactor dropped back into incisors though. I feel like he'll probably be able to defend just because incisor versus rascal isn't a thing. Yeah. Like the rascals just melt.
It's beyond not a thing. So, they can't even contest this at all. But I mean, a lot of damage has already kind of been done. It's going to be interesting to see if Xfactor is going to manage to recover this.
Yeah, he's behind in everything except for army value. I mean, the E per second is definitely substantial. Auto kind of ratting out that wind over the solars of Xfactor. Do you feel like I've traditionally just seen like the corner expanding to the same side corner when you comm walk it? I don't think I've seen anyone comm walk center. Have you?
No, I mean, to be honest, oh wow, that's actually really unfortunate. Auto just lost all of his rascals to that LLT, but no, I really haven't seen that many games on this yet. So I a lot of times I just see them walk like in the direction that Auto's walking, right? Like he just walks directly away and just goes right to the opposite corner. They kind of just give up on mid and just try and take as many mexes as possible.
Can he sneak in? He's trying. I think it's cleaned up, right?
Yeah, there's no rascals getting through here.
Yeah, he did have one that split off and sniped a mex up top. The commander should be able to just repair it and be happy.
It's kind of interesting. Auto opted to make a mine layer here just to make walls and block off one of these avenues. He still left an opening so he could use it, but kind of made it even more of a choke point, as it's already a very choke pointy map.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like it just because with the geos and with the choke points, it's a much more technical map in terms of the ability to go T2 and everything else. But Xfac to send in 8 incisors across mid, they're gonna see those walls and then you're gonna see what he wants to do after that.
Yeah, I'm curious if Auto is gonna leave the mine layer. He's actually blocking the hole that he left, but losing this mine layer would not be a fun thing to have happen. He's gonna micro it, but he should be able to defend this pretty easily with the addition of the wall there.
And Xfactor is going to comm walk towards Otto's base, but Otto is going up to that northwest corner.
Yeah, I'm really I'm not sure what I like here. Otto's is just giving him access to way more mexes, I feel like. He's maybe even not really that many more, but well, there's like what, 4 mexes here? I feel like the expansion path of Auto actually seems quite good, although this is super unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, well, I was wondering what that con was doing.
Pathing is an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little scary. They've equalized with some of the reclaim and stuff coming out. They've equalized metal per second, but he's still down like almost, well, not quite 1K, whatever, 800.
And it's enough to like be felt, right? Nearly 1,000 metal a few minutes in can really be felt in terms of almost everything. Like Xfactor's he's even in army value and just down on everything else. He's gonna need to get some very good trades to make this in any way a game he can come back, I suppose.
Yeah, and Otto, I mean, he throws down that LLT, and his commander, there's so many mexes here that he can just claim.
Yeah, I really like this. It seems
I do like
very
Xfact.
strong.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say Xfact is up top in the top right. He's got the double expanding VCon, which is nice. They've got the speed and the combined BP, and he's just dropping exploiters.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised to see exploiters. It's not often we get to see them in somewhat competitive play, and I say somewhat as we're literally watching a tournament game. So I don't know what if this isn't competitive. I don't know what is, but it's rare to see them.
Otto Xfact just sniped that top left expanding con. The commander's still safe there.
Oh yeah.
Look at what the LLT play.
Yeah, down to the south. He walked slowly forward and killed the radar and 2 mexes, which is actually very annoying for Otto. He doesn't really have access to good tools to deal with the commander in that position.
The radar saw this rating force from Otto, so Xfact should be able to respond, but no, he's not even be able to get a con. So say if the cons are in danger, it could be worth it, but I don't think
Denies the exploiter, but yeah, that's about it. There is another force of incisors behind that one that should be able to clean up this expansion, as Xfactor does not have enough units to defend this. Oh, he's self-D'ing. Gonna try and get the LLT self-D, but not quite. A lot of damage kind of starting to ramp up for Xfactor.
X just dropped like a full round of pounders. Look at that. There's what, six pounders? And, oh, Brutes come out to clean up the LLT you were just looking at. Ooh. Sorry.
No, there's just so much to look at all over as these founders actually run into that rating force of incisors and absolutely just demolish them. They're just gone. I mean, so look at the metal. Like, look at the map control already.
Yeah, I feel like a bombing run could definitely get him into this, but it's not a super high wind map, right? I feel like normally you feel safer with a wind or with a air bomb transition when it's like a high wind map, and you know, hey, there's going to be mills to pop or whatever. But Otto doesn't have his geo. Neither player has their geo yet, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, I guess Xfact queued his.
Yeah, they're in like a situation where they, you know, Xfactor maybe after the East, or if his energy's still high, he'll go it. But you know, like going something like a bombing run before the Geo is going to be a little dicey. I mean, 614 wins pretty good, I suppose. Actually, now that I think about it, but you have to be real lucky with the wind RNG. Well.
I will say, because this map is so choky, we might see some pretty intense pounder value.
Yeah, I was just thinking Xfactor put his pounders on repeat. And like literally no brute pounder on repeat. And I'm wondering, like, is that because the map is so choke pointy? The water is like so good at slowing these tanks?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Oh, top left has this fight. Looks like he wants to commit, and no, he's gonna back off.
Yeah, good defense from Otto. The more brutes are coming, the pounders here are going to be pretty good value, I feel like, as it's going to make pushing into this in the water almost impossible. Well, I say that, but then it's like, it's 2 pounders versus like, what, 6 brutes? It's a hard trade.
8 brutes.
It's a lot.
A little difficult. Xfact did swap Airlab though, and he didn't open Bomber. He actually opened Aircon to start taking some of these high ground mexes.
I like that. There's mexes up there. I'm curious if he's also going to send a con to start reclaiming the metal, as every one of these little Postpiles has a pile on it. Is what I'm assuming why it was named that. But you know what? We'll have to figure it out. Maybe it's not why it was named that. Aiden will have to report back.
Is there enough to defend this push in the top right?
I can't imagine. I mean, two pounders is just so many
I-
pounders.
that-
Like, but I mean,
yeah.
they're gonna die,
Well,
but they're definitely gonna trade up as these brutes should be able to get through it. Oh my god, so
there's only one. Oh, actually, a lot of these are exploiters, and some of them are low. I don't.
they
Does he kill this? He
should be
might.
able to clean it up. Yeah, I mean, it's still brutes, it's still incisors. The pounders definitely traded up
Oh,
for sure.
here comes support from the bottom, though.
Yeah, sure.
Le balanced unit.
don't tell Hells, but the shurikens are on the way. Unfortunately, I kind of feel like the damage has already been done, as this entire expansion is just kind of dead.
And Otto's seeing that, swapped into an air lab as well, and he's got figs of his own. So now they're both going to be contesting for air control, but there's almost no ground AA, so this could just be a fighter battle.
So Otto briefly made a vehicle lab in the north and just squeaked out like 5 pounders, and now he's reclaiming the lab. I'm wondering if we're going to see a tier 2 in a moment.
I mean, map's pretty divided, so I could totally see that, right? Like, he's already gotten this top left expansion. There's a lot of chokes, and he has an army in the middle. So staying on tier 1 for too long definitely could be scary, especially because if you can do those early T2 transitions into AGO, there's just so much potential to steamroll after.
Oh, I like this position. Xfactor making small little thistles on the posts to deny any air. It's gonna make any sort. Oh, he kills Otto's aircon, but it's gonna make these air trades way more favorable for Xfactor. Well, Geo is finished. Looks like Xfactor's is as well. So both players have access to pretty solid energy.
And oh, he's reclaiming. I was like, he's closed back and unleashed. I mean, the metal produced is now. It's closing in, right? It's only an 8% difference, but 3K is a lot early on, and these Shuris are going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean,
does he have lashers?
He has 1 or 2. It looks like just 1. A couple more are coming, but it's actually Otto has 3 of these post mexes, and Xfactor has what, 10? That's actually not small. Like if Xfactor can also secure his northern mexes, which it looks like he's taking with aircons, he's gonna start pulling ahead of Otto, as he'll just have more metal income.
Yeah.
Well, pretty large brute pounder ball built up by Otto here. Army value is pushing him pretty hefty in the lead here.
I don't think either player really has air control right now, though. I think it's a little scary for Otto to commit. The lashers can deal with the Shuris. I mean, there's 2 of them, but it's one of those things where if the Shuri's stunned before they die, you can still take the fight.
Yeah. Otto, I don't think Otto realizes that Thistle's there. Maybe he doesn't realize the Otto, his rally of his lab there was actually forcing all of his fighters that were trying to come cover into those AA towers that Xfactor made on the posts, and he was losing all of his fighters. Oh man. Otto gets a few incisors in the northeast, and it just cleans up all of these mexes right after Xfactor just rebuilt them all.
He's gonna citizens arrest and try to reclaim that incisor. I don't think he gets it. Oh, he got 1.
Oh, is he trying to save the con or no?
Save a nano, yeah.
Well, he should be able to defend this. If he can get the lab up, he can make some units, but this army value is not slowing down. Otto has been just right. He's
Look
just
at
making
Xfactor's base, dude. Oh my god, everything is just committed. Oh. And he has a 35% army value too, right? Like that's almost 4K.
Yeah, and Xfactor's commander's in a kind of sketchy position here.
Oh boy.
It could be some great deal, and frankly, that's what Xfactor needs.
Oh, no.
Man.
Surprise!
So many tanks just died.
11, I think.
That's so, I mean, that just kind of kills the put. Look at the army value! Whatever lead that Otto just had just vanished in a D-gun fire. Like, that's insane. That was actually wild damage. Xfactor now starting to push into an actual pounder wall. This is maybe dicey. I don't know about pushing into that, but
yeah, that is not ideal. Both players have corner labs now, though, which is kind of interesting. They both did corner V labs as the skirmish in mid just does not relent. Tank on tank brutality.
Yeah, this is looking like this is going to start building up that reclaim pile that you just cannot afford to let the other player get. You have to commit everything to securing. Xfactor's walking his calm there, which is going to give it a pretty hefty lead at securing this. Even then, Otto's army's kind of just dying. He's losing this fight.
Yeah, they're kind of split on either side of it, and yeah, all 4 vehicle labs on the map are all just queuing units straight into this.
It's an important one. I mean, there's 6,000 metal, and the guy blinked, and 3,000 more metal just appeared on the ground. The Shurikens are actually going to be pretty big value here, as Otto can't actually commit his fighters to this fight with the AA above.
Yeah, it's a little scary too. You almost don't want to. You kind of have to eat it with your calm. You don't want to stop producing tanks just because you need the units to contest it. So you don't want to make VCons. You don't want
Xfactor. Xfactor, relax. Alright, yeah, maybe you're right, Bullshy. That's a little scary. Maybe we go get something else to reclaim that for us, as Xfactor almost just died.
He swapped. He dropped a bot lab and he's throwing res bots to mid now, which I actually really like. Calm's not in danger.
Oh,
You can use the BP good. Somewhere else. And is he gonna reclaim or res it though? Oh, he's gonna res. Ooh.
It's kind of
scary for Otto.
Yeah, well, Xfactor's also kind of e-stalling at the moment, and that's without resing. The moment he starts the res ball, he's going to be in a little bit of a dicey position. Xfactor actually captured 2 cons. So that's cute. So funny. Oh man, that's so annoying. There's just nothing you can do. It's just those cons aren't yours anymore. Yeah, okay, Xfactor, I think he smartly decides, okay, we don't really have the energy to afford to res ball this. We're going to reclaim, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see, yeah, tier 2 lab goes down. All right.
And Otto also has his own, right? Top left. So
interesting position.
It's a little scary though, right? Because Xfact, he was behind in metal produced all game, and now he's 7% ahead after that fight. He was able to just secure that entire rec field, basically. I don't think Otto got really any of it.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure he got none of it. I think you're right. Like Xfactor totally needed something, and that was the something that he needed, as that brings him back not only into this game, but actually puts him solidly ahead. I think the only position where I would say he's actually struggling a little bit is army value, but it's not enough, I think. He's all that worried? Like, this push in the northeast is actually a little scary, but pounder and repeat, maybe we'll have something to say about it.
Yeah, we'll see. Interesting swap between styles. So Xfact just has Tigers on repeat, and Otto actually dropped a T2 Con, and his first move is going to be an AGO before Mexes or before anything else. So we're going to see how much damage Xfact can get done with those Tigers before the AGO tech kicks in.
Oh man, Otto is just he's not full committing on this lab in the northeast. The Pounders are actually out skirmishing this so hard. Even losing some Xfactor just can make them fast enough to stop Otto from being able to commit on this. This is very close to just turning into more feed.
Yeah, there we go. Now he's gonna, or is he?
I don't. He'll figure it out. Eventually he'll figure.
There we go. I know it's
go or
scary.
don't go.
Just got to commit at some point.
The Shuris are actually getting up enough in number here that some of the Lashers got EMP'd, and then it kind of just snowballed, and now all the Lashes are EMP'd, and the tanks will shortly follow. I think this is just another feed.
Yeah, he didn't get. Well, he got. Yeah, no, he didn't. You're right. Geo's still there. There's some nanos, so he should be okay.
2,000 metal on the ground for 4 or 5 mexes is a little unfortunate. Zar's out.
Yeah, Otto off the back of that AGO is going to go Zar, but, well, it's pretty choky. The Brutes can probably run interference against the Tigers, right? While the Zar chips away.
Actually, this might be a Meowland map of Zar and repeat. Maybe actually has some real value. As it's going to be hard to just go around the Zar on a map with nothing but chokes.
And Xfact is about to equalize. Actually, he's about to jump ahead as AGO's finishing now. So,
I really like that from Otto. He made the Zar in the north, reclaimed the lab, and is now rebuilding it in the south, where he's now making another con. So instead of flying the con south, he's just teleporting the lab down, making another con, making another Zar, and we'll have to see where he goes from there. I like that a lot.
And he has a number of lashers with this. I was going to say he maybe should have made a flak as well, but I'm wrong because he's got, what, 6 lashers? So he should be okay against Shuris.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard, I think, to shuriken this unless you have a obscene number of them.
All right, I'm ready for some Czar on Tiger action.
Yeah, I'm assuming Xfactor is going to see the shot of the Tsar and maybe decide to back up. He's going to decide this fight maybe is not for me, or maybe he actually goes around. I like that. As
Yeah, he's.
I had
Is he?
I had just said that, okay, you can't really go around a Tsar on a map like this. It's too choke pointy, and then Otto's slightly out of position, and maybe actually you could go around that. He's not going to do it, but Otto, I think, is afraid enough that he's not going to. Wow, another Tsar coming out. Yeah, he's not gonna risk it.
And Otto finishes, or is about to finish his second AGO. So he's got AGOs on both north and south, which awesome, but also a little scary because if those pop, the game is over.
Yeah. And it's looking like Xfactor's opting for a bit slower boom, as he's not flying that many cons around. He's flying Tsars around, but he's not really flying cons around. He's not prioritizing upgrading that Geo or fast upgrading all those mexes, which might come back to hurt him. But actually, so far he's still got a nice little medal lead.
Do you prefer the Czar into Czar, or do you prefer the Banisher into Czar? Like, if you know they have a Czar, do you feel like the Banisher is better, or do you feel like you just Czar versus Czar?
I mean, Banishers, in my opinion, are very good. They really round out this complement well, this like unit comp very well. Of you just got Czars, you're fighting core vehicle. Well, Banisher Czar is pretty powerful into that. I think the only reason we're not seeing more is probably because both Otto and Xfactor are focusing more on the macro at this stage. Like, they're getting their tier 2 mexes up, they're getting their AGs up.
I like this. So Otto is kind of keeping Xfactor's army up top, but then he split his own and he has reinforcements going bottom. So he's going to run at Xfactor's base while still kind of skirmishing up top.
Ooh, the Tsar shot here. Although, actually, Xfactor may have stepped a little too far forward. Yeah, the Tsar.
I think it just gets run down, right?
That's an expensive loss. I mean, I suppose Xfactor is lucky enough his lab is in the south, so he can replace it. But losing a full Tsar for almost nothing is I say almost nothing, as it's surrounded by the corpses of tigers. But still,
might get some free radar bots as well. Hey.
Yeah. This is actually a very scary push. There's another Tsar here, but that is a lot of tigers. The Shurikens.
He's got a lot of Shuris. There's how many flaks? There's only one flak. They might be able to overwhelm it.
That's going to be hard. You need a lot of Shurikens for one flak, although the flak is driving into LLTs, but...
And Xfac is bringing his northern army down at the same point. But Otto is still kind of skirmishing, trying to make sure that it doesn't get too close.
Yeah, it's like that. Actually, so many tigers coming down from the north. Otto doesn't really have a whole lot in position. He's moving some Tsars in that direction, but... And this second Tsar in the south from Xfactor is getting a lot of value, although it is looking like it is going to join its older brother in death.
I feel like he almost has to bring the comm up, because if they get anywhere near his AGO, that entire base just goes, right?
Well, I mean, funny enough, his commander is there, and it's just a little, maybe, I don't know, it's hugging the AGO. He's going to commit the Shurikens, as I guess the flak died to something. This whole army's going to die.
Tsar. triple Tsars.
Meowland crests the hill, and all of AutoPilot's army just dies.
But Otto actually has quite a big fleet, so we're going to see some fig-on-fig action. And I think he has enough to clean it up, but I think it won't matter, because I think the Tsars just distributed justice.
One of those moments where the damage is kind of already done.
And Otto's base is getting, well, this feels more feed than anything else. I think he was just buying time.
I'm not sure Xfactor wants to commit to that. The Tsar, the Shurikens, and a wall of tigers is, I think, enough to deny Xfactor any ability to aggress onto this southern position. Was that a second tier 2 lab from Otto in the north? He's actually
he has
2 labbing.
I mean, it's actually, his northern base is hilarious, right? You've got Bot Lab, V Lab, Air Lab, and a T2, like making use of the whole roster. Listen, I've got 200 units and I'm going to use them.
It's going to use all of them. I mean, there's a good use for every single one of those labs. Fusion starts going down for Otto, as it's looking like this is starting to reach that point where it's going to turn into a long game. Auto's pulled ahead in metal, just off of I think a quicker tier 2 max upping, even losing a pretty substantial army in the south.
Do you think you just go straight Shiva, or do you think it makes more sense to stay T2 and try to do like a T2 airplay, like a bombing run to pop an AGO, or just like a massive banisher ball? I don't know.
I'll be honest, I'm biased. All right, I see a nail, I grab my bomber-shaped hammer. Okay, I don't. A map this choke pointy, I'm kind of thinking to myself, there's some nice, valuable, very explosive targets in both players' base. I want to make bombers, and I want to bomb some people.
You strike me as a man who bombs converters instead of windmills.
Look, that's as flashy as that is, and as satisfying as that is. Look, you bomb that second, okay? First, you definitely bomb the AGO and lose all of your bombers for very little value. But it's a big boom, and that's what we're here to see.
And yeah, I mean, fair enough. Yeah, X does not have anti. Auto has antis on both, so we'll see if there's maybe a cheeky nuke. But I'm really excited for this eventual bottom fight. It's just like, it's just core 2v versus core 2v. There are a lot of Zars down here.
Even this north fight is also kind of.
North fight is about to. Is it gonna commit? I thought he was committing, but I think he's.
It's like a slow commitment, right? I think he's just letting the Zars do work, and
they are doing work.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Yes, they are. Whole Xfactor's not reacting as he is just getting shelled by these Zars. As the south fight did just pop off, and apparently
he carried that.
Oh, how many Zars are we making? What is this map? Pounder spam into Zar spam is an insane amount of.
Look, Xfac has a massive amount of res bots for that bot push, so he's going to be able to reclaim all of that, but he might lose this whole top expansion, right? There's an AGO. I think as soon as Auto sees the AGO, he can just dive it.
And Auto,
everything there dies.
Yeah, he's setting target on the AGO, pops the converters.
Auto's main base has massive problems coming in.
Oh, I think that's beyond massive problems. I don't know if that's stoppable. That is so many Zars. That's actually just an illegal amount of Zars, as Auto can't make anything to contest this.
Yeah, he's trying to make Zars of his own, but he doesn't have... Oh, maybe he has air control. I don't know. I don't know if he survives this, right? There's flak. Oh no, there's jammers. These Zars are just ripping apart his base, and they see the AGO. He's going to target it. If that pops, it's going to be real bad for this base.
Well, base goes, the AGO goes, and Auto's fusion is about to go with it. He kills the base in the north, but I'm not sure that offsets exactly how much he's lost in the south here.
Yeah, I mean, Xfac is ahead in, well, he's still ahead in energy a second, but metal's relatively equal. What's scary for me is that all these Zars in this bottom left, they're all just getting rezzed right now. So top left is going to have a massive, just a continuation of a push, and you're going to look at, and there's 8 Zars.
Yeah, that's obscene. Like, Xfactor's going to start rezzing the tier 2 mexes, the Zars, you can res the fusion, like all of this is resable, and that'll just boom Xfactor even harder than he already is. As Auto's down to 1,400 energy. He can't make units. He has no economy.
Yeah, he's dropping a fusion now, but he's M-stalling so hard, he's 9k banked, and he's just desperately waiting for this fusion to finish.
God, it was attempting to make a Cerberus on the front line to slow down the march of the Zars, but I don't think anything's stopping them.
I mean, on the bright side, he cleaned up this whole top left, and now he's going to start pushing into Xfac's base. So Xfac is going to have to make the decision if he wants to full commit into top left, or if he's going to try to somehow hold the right push.
I kind of feel like he full commits here. This is one all sure. I guess there's a single bruised flak behind this, but I think Xfactor should easily be able to defend a push against like this and continue the aggression. And I don't really see how Auto stops it.
Oh, X is going to try to self-D this AGO.
Is he going to cancel it? Oh, well.
Oh, no, he got a few things.
He killed a few pounders, bruised the Zar. The attempt was there. I'm actually wondering if that's part of the reason why Auto turned around. Not only was it a choke point, but the AGO there was just a very frightening mine that he had to think about.
And Xfac is T2 air, so in addition to these armies of res bots running around.
I'm curious if we're going to see bombers, as it looks like he's just opting for fighters at the moment.
Serb is done, but it doesn't have anything in front of it. I'm a little worried that as soon as it shoots, Xfac can just commit onto it.
Yeah, Xfactor is going to try and get his flak truck out of there as he was flying forward just to start sniping some of Auto's fighters, but it is going to get cleaned up by the Serb and the Tsar. Auto rezzed Xfactor's tier 2 lab on the northeast to try and make a tier 2 con and start taking some of these mexes, but I don't know if Xfactor can give him time to do that.
I don't know if there's anything more satisfying than Tsar shots into clumped units.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm curious what Xfactor is gonna decide to do here. He's dropping an anti-nuke now, as I think he realizes, okay, well, I'm in a solid position, and one of the only ways I could probably lose is the little nuke, you know, decision from Auto, but.
Oh man, he rezzed Auto's fusion in the bottom left. That hurts.
Yeah, rezzing the tier 2 mexes, rezzing the fusion. Oh, actually, stopped rezzing all the mexes. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, that is actually very painful. It's just giving Xfactor more economy at the expense of Auto.
And Xfac dropped what, quad bot lap in his main? Is he just, and he's spamming grunts? Okay.
Oh, he's gonna go full grunt flood with his pretty massive army value lead.
I mean, he's got a pretty commanding lead, just if you look at eco stats, but Auto is trying to reclaim this whole top section here. If he can get the base that he destroyed, he might be able to make something happen. I think his biggest chances if Xfac can't break this top left, right? If there's a massive wreck field that he can get, maybe it'll be better with that Serb supporting, but I don't think Xfactor is going to make that big of a mistake.
I just saw the line of Xfactor Tsars waiting for Auto outside of his base. That's terrifying. Yeah, I do not think Auto's going to be allowed to leave his base, as well, Zarland is waiting.
Auto with the double T2 air lab.
Oh, interesting. That kind of screams to me he's going to try a play. I don't know why else you would do this.
Yeah, but I mean, Xfac has just been pumping Nightwings, right? Or Nighthawks. He's got 23 T2 figs already.
Yeah.
And look at all of the. He also is mixing T1 AA bots in. So with the grunts that are all moving across mid from these T1 labs, there's going to be a lot of anti-air.
Yeah, and the flood's beginning as well as.
And he got a perfect scout on Auto's base now.
Oh,
he had two T2 scouts come in, so he knows that there's double air lab.
I wonder what, I mean, Xfactor, once he sees that, I'm assuming does he even bother doing anything in return? Like you said, he has so many AA bots in between his base and Auto's. He has plenty of fighters. I don't see how Auto can recover such a massive
left
disadvantage.
Side. Is there going to be a... Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to if Xfac overcommits somehow and Auto can just ride the defender's advantage, but this is going to be a rough fight. I mean, those 10 Zars have just been posted up chilling.
Yeah, I mean, Auto, he's making more Zars of his own, but it's just I don't know how he deals with the grunt flood coming his way. I mean, the pounder wall in front of it helps quite a lot, but
yeah, and here it comes. It looks like he's pulling the trigger on the grunts at least.
Yeah, Auto is the Serb's helping a bit actually. He's slapping away some of the clumps of grunts before they can even attempt to get close enough. Yeah,
and does Xfac pull back? It looks like he's considering it.
Yeah, I mean, pushing into a lined up pounder Tsar is gonna be not easy, I think, for this grunt flood, right? It's not the best unless other units are ready to go behind it. It's gonna be very hard to get value from these grunts with that amount of pounders.
Yeah, I mean, there's 165 grunts from Xfac, and they were all just issued an attack command to the top right.
Yes, they were, and my God, I'm not sure that was the best decision. Pushing uphill into Zars, these poor Tigers getting volleyed. the sheer meat of Xfactor's push might actually end up being enough just to get him in.
I
But
think they're gonna, yeah. Well, there's a lot of twin guards here. I mean, they're picking apart the grunts. If you can focus fire the big stuff down with his own Zars and Tigers, maybe he can survive. But I think there's just too much metal.
yeah, the Zars are trading so well into grouped up Tigers, but there is just too much behind this push. Auto is slowly getting whittled down, losing Zars, losing his BP on his lab. It's slowly falling apart.
Yeah, and there's an army of Resbots. There's like 30 Resbots to the south just picking up everything. So I think Auto, he did do a Shiva transition, but I don't know if it's enough.
Yeah, the Shivas are on the way, as is Auto's secondary army, but it is kind of already too late. Another reclaim field has been created in the north. That is a game-winning one.
Yeah.
And yeah, Xfactor's already got it Resbots here. He's already taking it, he's already rezzing it. Or no, he's eating it.
That Zar has 72 kills, by the way, on your screen.
This is the true King Zar. It is that Auto traded as good as he possibly could have in that fight. Just massively out-traded everything he was against, but there's just something to be said for having more tanks. And Xfactor just had more tanks.
And his Shivas are going to push away that Zar line that was kind of pinning him in his base, but pure Shiva without grunt support is going to be real difficult if those grunt blobs come running in. Although it is pretty choky, so maybe they can't spread out enough, I'm not sure.
It is kind of looking like the grunts can't spread as easily, right? With the minimal micro I think Xfactor wants to have to do, especially in the water. They're just kind of clumping and getting Zard and Shiva.
Yeah, I mean, and they're bots, right? They just have so much better mobility. So maybe he can hold a little bit longer, but Xfact is annoyed at this. He dropped his own gantry, and he's got Shivas on repeat, so...
Let's just take the same build that you're doing, but have a healthier economy behind it so I can do it better, and that's Xfactor's plan, as he is just making Shivas pretty content to make Shivas and grunts, I think, as he has now blocked Auto out of the top right position.
I mean, in all hilariousness, the army value was worse before the massive push on top, so the Shivas have kind of equalized it, but oh my god, this push. It's just Shiva Zar.
It's Shiva Zar, which is kind of a crazy push.
Oh, is it going to commit the grunts?
He's grouping them up a lot, I think.
Dude,
oh,
why
no.
are they grouped? Either move them in
oh
or...
god, we're going to see Bloodbath. There's actually no way. Why would you stack them? That's insane. Oh my god. Well, I mean, the grunts committed, and now the grunts are dead. The Tigers behind it actually might be a little more annoying, but...
And there's a second set of Shivas on the left side as well in the west that are pushing and getting some work done. They pushed off that whole defensive thing. And I think they might be able to get... Okay, I lie, because I think Shuris are inbound, so they're probably going to get locked down.
Yeah, Xfactor committing his fighters should be able to clean up all of Auto's air, and with the combination of the Shurikens on this side, Xfactor is just going to be pretty content to defend against this secondary Shiva push.
Yeah, he's got his little army of Zars that are trying to sneak in here, but they're going to run, I think, straight into Shivas, and they're not going to win that fight.
There should be enough Shivas here, yeah. Like, Zars aren't too bad into Shivas. In fact, you know, was it Kuchi that said Zars are just outright better than Shivas?
Maybe.
But, yeah, it's Auto's. Yeah, he recognizes it. He sees... That's kind of bringing that back.
Yeah. So that was game one on Devil's Postpiles, and if we throw it back to the old Figma, we can. What was game two?
Pools of Illis, I believe.
Pools of Illis.
Yeah.
Illis? How do you?
I think it's Illis. I don't know, but I've always said Illis, and I've been wrong probably this whole time, but you know. Judge me later.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right, so game one goes to Xfactor on Devil's Postpiles. I was going to say post holes for some reason. And game two is going to go on Pools of Illis. I feel like that game was really close up until the well, actually, even the one mid-rec field, Xfact got it, but it still felt close. But then when they did the base trade, Xfact lost that top right expansion, but Auto lost his main. And I feel like after that, it was almost impossible for him to come back in the game. He was just fighting uphill the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, the first like Auto was ahead, then he gave up all that metal on that one like tier 1 like trade around this position, and that put Xfactor in like a solid little metal lead, and it kind of just snowballed beyond that. Like Xfactor just kept taking
Yeah.
better trades, like the clutch D guns in the south. I think I actually saved him from defeat as he was very, very down in army value.
Yeah, the ones that were like right there
Yeah.
where all the tanks were going, and then I think he got 11 brutes with his commander, which
So
is
many. Like
rough.
like how do you Auto is like 30% up in army value, and then just all of a sudden they're equal, and it's just like, okay, well, D gun's pretty good. But
Yeah, I liked a lot of the things. Auto or Xfact also ate this after that push. He ended up eating the Geo in his own base. So his
oh, did
AGO
he?
after he had a couple of
Oh, I didn't see
fusions, yeah,
that.
he was
Interesting.
like, he's like, I don't want to do that. And the other thing I
Smart,
loved
yeah.
is with his early T2, he just took all of these as T2 mexes. He just had the air cons flying back and forth and just tapping everything.
Yeah, his air transition, that's right, was super early. He ended up grabbing I want to say almost all, like maybe
Yeah.
80% of the post mexes, and that equalized it. And then once he secured his northeast, then it like he was just massively ahead. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, but we'll see. We're gonna go to game 2 on Pools of Eyeless, which I will say is an awesome map. I didn't realize how many geos were on it
yeah,
the first time I saw it because they're kind of hidden under the crystals. But there's actually 5 geos.
I don't know where the fifth one
That's what the
is.
little one.
Yeah,
There's one in the middle.
is it right in the middle? Oh, okay, wow. I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever
it's
seen a
like
game where somebody takes that.
I think it's like there. I'm not sure. Yeah, but then there's the one. Actually, they're really hard to see on this. There's one
There's two
over there
normal ones.
somewhere. One there. One
Wait, is there
here.
one
I think.
here? Oh my god, I'm
I'm
learning
pretty
things
sure.
because I know
We'll
there's
see.
one like there's one
Yeah,
here,
there's one there.
here,
Sorry.
and oh, you know
There's
what?
the mid.
We'll find out. Wait, what
I'm
look?
pretty sure it's here, and then like
Wait,
here, here, and there, and then there's one. I don't know, somewhere in the middle there. We'll see.
uh,
We'll see.
check.
I'm ready to load in.
I just loaded in and I see 3 geos. Okay, I don't know where the fifth. Look, we'll
What?
load it.
No, there's 5.
Are
I'm
you
loading in.
sure?
I just loaded in. Hold on, let me look.
Are you sure?
1, 2. Yeah, there's 5. What are you
Where?
talking about?
Look, I'm looking. I don't. I see the mid one, the 2 normal
Okay,
ones.
but there's 2 on the bottom. Look at the crystals. Do you see the crystals? All right, hold on.
Oh my
Show
god, I see
everyone.
the crystals. I see
Show
the
everyone the map.
crystals.
Start the game, and we're
You're
all
right.
just gonna.
I bowed before you. You're right. I did not even see those geos. The crystals like actually broke my brain. All right, look. We're gonna load in, and are you loaded in, Volshunk? Are you ready to
I'm
go?
ready. Let's go.
All right, so I'm gonna swap over, and we're gonna hit the go button. All right. So, game 2. Yeah, this one, by the way. I see it now. I did not see it before.
I'm not gonna lie, I was sweating bullets for a second because I've definitely misdone those map stats before, and I was like, no, I like triple checked them.
I
Um,
don't know if I've
so
ever
this
seen
is
anybody take that geo. I swear I'm like blanking. I've seen multiple games on this map, and I just do not remember people taking that geo. Do the players know that geo exists?
I hope so.
We're
This
gonna
is gonna
find
be
out.
ARM versus Core though. I like this.
Oh,
So
interesting.
XFAC stays with his Core decision, but Otto is gonna drop into ARM for this.
Yeah, Cortex has been slightly more favored in the vehicle match, solidly more favored in the vehicle matchup for quite some time. ARM had a bit of a resurgence in the bot v bot, though I've heard mixed things from various players about that. Some are kind of thinking grunts are back to being the kings of bots. Some are saying like, okay, ARM can still trade, but it's a little bit harder, and I think this is going to be a good testing game as both these players are very solid.
Well, Yeah, I mean, we'll see because Core V versus ARMBot, I feel like has kind of undergone a renaissance with
Yeah.
the tick changes, right? So before you used to be able to reliably do tick versus Rascal Rover, but now it's a lot more difficult. Granted, this is a map that does have a lot of that terrain that the ticks can abuse just with the bot move def, but I
Yeah.
am a little worried for XFAC early where if he can't chase these ticks down, he's going to have to do some really careful planned expansions with LLTs guarding because once a couple ticks get in the back line, it is a nightmare to track them down.
Yeah, well, we saw this quite a lot in the qualifiers, right? Of ticks seeming almost, I don't want to say dead, but they're substantially weaker as these vehicle scouts, like, they got a slight buff, ticks got a nerf, and it's all kind of just combined to be ticks just can't trade into these scouts almost at all anymore. And it's like you said, the terrain might favor the ticks a bit, make it a little easier, but we'll only see one tick goes down, and now Otto's gonna have to try and, oh my god, he's gonna Case in point, one rascal kills 2 ticks for essentially free, as I don't even want to say there was a lot of micro involved there. He kind of just stopped moving and killed it.
Yeah, XFAC had a really good early radar too that just saw everything coming. He threw that down with his commander very, very early. Otto's threw his up on this nice little high ground cliff that has really good vision as well, but both players just expanding, and XFAC is gonna expand and walk it, but it looks like Otto's keeping his common base just for the BP.
Yeah, it looks like Xfactor is going to just do the thing where he grabs this few mexes and walks back. You know, give a nice little metal infusion, walk back, use the BP on his lab, spend the new metal, and maybe hit with a scary incisor timing. Maybe they should name a build after him that was something like this.
And Otto's going to try to sneak some ticks in through the bottom, but I think there's an incisor that is ready and waiting.
Yeah, it looks like Xfactor's definitely ready to defend this, as he just has a wall of incisors between him and Otto's ticks. Yes, I'm looking at the minimap, and Otto's actually investing quite heavily in these ticks. He's made maybe 20, 30 ticks and has them just scattered all over the map.
I kind of like it though, right? Because one of the main ways to fight against V players as bots is just to be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
So it's like they can't commit into your base. That's a lot harder for them to harass stuff because if you can keep the enemy's army on their side of the map, that means you can free expand on yours. And he's got 3 expanding cons, right? One going mid, one going top, and one going bot. So
Yeah,
if he
Otto's
can eco
definitely
behind this.
he's definitely doing the bot thing behind this, where he just greed expands, as he is actually got a solid little middle second lead on Xfactor, and that is only going to continue to grow as he is just out expanding him.
Yeah, I mean, my one concern is you always kind of see that, the XFactor build push where at 6 to 8 minutes,
Yeah.
there's just an insane number of incisors. And I feel like this map is choky enough that if you throw down some LLTs, no amount of ticks is really going to threaten, your base, and you can just kind of run the incisors in. And unless you hit their commander, you should be able to do quite a bit of damage.
And we're kind of already reaching that point almost, as there are 12 incisors already out. Like, some of these are playing defensive, but this incisor ball in the mid is only growing. And there's going to reach a point where, I suppose Xfactor has to be somewhat defensive, as there are about 16 ticks on his front door, but yeah, Otto is struggling to find any value from these ticks outside of just keeping Xfactor on his side of the map, which is good value in all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, he's ahead economically, right? By quite a bit. He's ahead in metal produced and energy produced. More so, energy, he's significantly ahead. I think part of that is probably just Armada Wind doing Armada Wind things, because
Yeah.
XFAC is more of a solar gamer. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if he can actually ride it out.
That's so unfortunate. Otto actually, like, full committed a lot of units on this con on the east, and kills one incisor and loses all of the units. That's kind of painful, as Xfactor's pretty content to just eat a few hundred metal and then continue on his way, making the mexes. First counterattack starting to go across here. Four incisors, a couple of rascals, gonna find and expose tier 1 con. As Otto is, one of his expansion paths is about to be shut down, as he just loses that con essentially for free.
Yeah, these pawns are going to try to punish, but I don't think they're really going to get too much.
Yeah, the hill might slow. Oh, well, if they had stopped moving, the hill might have slowed the incisor down enough for them to catch it. But yeah, not if we stop moving. Another little run by in the north is just a couple incisors. The auto, I think, has with this radar has plenty of vision of it, plenty of time to react. He still has a pretty solid little lead, like nearly 1,000 metal up. Auto is not anything to scoff at, although he is reaching that point where he is pretty solidly behind an army value. And this is the scary moment for the Mott player, right? The incisor numbers are actually big enough that if you blink, you have like 20 incisors in your face.
He's sending it, right? I mean, the one upside on this is if the attack doesn't work, then that metal's on your side and your bots, so you have res bots, but this is looking a little scary to me.
Yeah, Otto, he's gonna jump on this army, but that is a lot of incisors stacked up. Opting to not full commit, which I think is quite smart, as there's even more slightly to the south of it, getting ready to punish any full commitment onto that group of incisors.
And bot, does he get... Xfactor has done a really good job of just having units in place to defend this. He doesn't have LLTs, but all the tick rates have just been met with units. He's able to respond so well.
All things considered, I think Xfactor lost 1 mex for all of those ticks, which is a trade I think he'll definitely take, although I see ticks are still going.
Yeah, and he committed in mid, and that's a lot of incisors.
Yeah.
13 incisors.
Killed an LLT, killed a mex, securing the reclaim at the moment, although Otto's commander is walking for it.
And he has res bots coming out, which actually, what is this too? I mean, there's a lot of stuff to res here. If you can start resing it, that's good. And I think we all know how the old incisor versus commander matchup pans out.
Quite bad.
It
Not
doesn't.
great. Incisors, not their favorite matchup. Xfactor is feeling like he wants to commit for this, but I guess he sees Otto's commander and decides, okay, there's just no way. 1,000 metal on the ground here, kind of left, where Xfactor has to go try and find some more value before that army gets rezzed and thrown back at him.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 res bots here, but there are a bunch of supporting incisors. Xfactor has printed a lot of incisors, so 30 total across the map.
Otto actually jumped on, waited for Xfactor to somewhat overcommit and then jumped on him, but Xfactor is he's reacting way too quickly and immediately turns the incisors around, and in that short period of kiting kills nearly every single pawn Otto has.
Yeah, this is getting a little scary.
This
unfortunately, Armbot, yeah, I mean, Armbot just doesn't really have anything to contest it, right? You don't want to make Centurion because they just run away from it and go anywhere else. So he's going to protect it with LLTs.
Oh, Otto.
But lost 2 mexes, might lose a 3rd. And his other mexes in the south are getting cleaned up by a 2nd raid.
Yeah, this incisor just overwhelm is just too much for Otto to deal with, as there's everywhere I look there's just an army of incisors. And I think Otto might just die, actually. This is so much damage being done. He had a pretty hefty economic lead, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's dropping LLTs and he's tapping... He's got solars closed, but I don't think he can... I mean, it's going to take him a lot to hang off this, and while those solars are closed, he's still trying to res that whole army in middle.
Oh, man. This is just not... Like, the incisors are just hard out trading everything being thrown at them. Xfactor is going to just slightly graze the winds and just start chewing away at Otto's energy.
And more reinforcing incisors come, so now there's 14 on this whole backside, and as long as he doesn't close in on the LLTs, he can still keep doing damage. There's more reinforcements coming, but just look at the mini-map. The number of incisors getting pumped out and running across the map is borderline insurmountable. On the bright side, this is metal on his side, so maybe if he can repel it and then either eat it or res it, he can boost up, but he's taking a lot of damage.
That's so much damage done. Otto lost multiple wins. He lost solars. We're not even counting the amount of mexes he's lost, as it's just a lot. And if we look at the minimap, there's another massive incisor push about to hit the south of Otto's base again, as maybe Otto can start cleaning up this northern push.
Looks like he actually pivoted it and is going to start cleaning up these other expansions.
I like it. I mean, you know, rather than committing on the base, just keep killing Otto's mexes, keep pruning back his economy, and you know, continue pushing this lead as Xfactor has totally recovered in all economic metrics. Just army value too powerful. If we look,
He's got a lot of res bots.
yeah, I mean, Otto is
They've got their
rezzing.
work cut out for them.
Swapping over to vehicles, but blitzes into incisors is, I don't want to say worse, but it's rough.
Yeah, it's not great. The one thing that's crazy is Xfax is barely leading in energy, despite destroying all those windmills and stuff. I mean, he's put so much metal into these incisors, he was barely scaling.
Yeah, which
he's
is
gonna
smart,
start doing
right?
it now, but
when you're in those positions, when you're kind of going, I don't want to say all in, you're gonna make as much energy as you need to make units, and anything beyond that is energy that like has time to pay off, and it's like, sure, in a long game that's useful, but if you're going for like a timing attack, you kind of just want to make just enough energy to pump units, and then you're just gonna keep pumping, and that's what Xfactor did, is he just put every single drop of his economy into more units. Otto just wasn't
bots
ready.
abusing that. Yeah, just the bots abusing that path. I like that. They just ran up the hill. They're like, yep, we're not going to be here.
Otto swapping actually decided not blitzes at all. Few Janus into mass medium tanks.
I mean, I like that a lot.
I think he's still in the danger of... There's still a lot of incisors out. And how does he... Unless the Xfactor is kind enough to drive into him, how does he do this?
Janus... Well, I don't know. I mean, there's always the threat of the calm if there's a jammer or anything else. And if those incisors group up because they need to run through the canyons because there's not too much maneuverability, maybe they get hit by the AoE of Janus. And I mean, that impulse drop is nice. At least you can slow them while you kite.
Yeah, Otto needs some really good connections. Speaking of, Otto does kill expansion to the south of Xfactors and is going to go look for more.
This is the Dream Pounder versus Pawn.
Good spreads from Otto, though. I mean, it's a lot of pounders, I guess, but it is pretty good spreads from Otto. He actually might be able to jump these pounders, but yeah, he's going to decide not to. Never mind. Yeah. Never mind. That's not worth it. Otto, Xfactor's looking like he wants to jump on the medium tanks, but a few Janus connections, I think, will tell him that is a bad idea. The bot lab was reclaimed by Otto, and all of this metal was either rezzed or eaten, which has put Otto in a little bit of an army value lead moment.
Yeah, I mean, he has 14 incisors that he rezzed, which is kind of awesome. So maybe he can trade out with these, and he still has quite a few res bots. There's still things to res on his side of the map. He's been rezzing for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
He's still rezzing things.
Kind of... interesting. Xfactor's been making more exploiters, I think, than I've seen in a high-level bar game in a long time. As these exploiters in the mid actually are slightly annoying for Otto to deal with without committing way more units than I think he's willing to commit. Big push building up in the north.
Both players are still just on one lab.
Yeah. Looks like Xfactor's starting his second one, right? He's swapping over to an air lab. He waited, of course, for you to say that, to drop that lab, as one does.
Yep. Of course. Just make me look like an idiot. No, I mean, the back and forth, I feel like Xfac, a lot of his aggression has really been curbed just with the Janus, just the impulse and the burst. When they're trying to run down this narrow choke, it's a little scary, but okay, that's a lot of defenses.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of medium tanks. They maybe beat that. They probably beat that. But wow, you're gonna feel that breaking through that position. I'm surprised Otto isn't committing into this one on the hill, as he does have quite a lot of units. Maybe he's afraid to overcommit, but he has a decent little army value lead, and he doesn't appear to want to use it.
Man, Xpac is he's just pounder on repeat. Like, unironically, he just has pounders everywhere.
This is the second game in a row where I've seen somebody do pounder on repeat, and I don't know if I've seen it ever. Like, you know, in this position, I don't know. Like, no brutes at all. Sure, I've seen brute pounder on repeat, but in this position,
the map is so choky. I feel like you can get away with it, right? Because you can hide behind, for anything long range, you can kind of hide behind the terrain. or abuse the terrain. And then in all the chokes, it's like, really, you're going to try to commit a bunch of tier 1 into what's in the bottom left, 8-pounders? Yeah,
You're gonna
okay.
push into pound like to be fair, it's gonna take the pounders a while to actually get across the map. But once they get there, how do you stop that? Like that, you need to commit so many more units than you want to kill 8-pounders in a choke. Like that's
Oh my God.
horrible. It's a 300
Oh no,
situation.
he's not splitting them. This
Oh
whole
man.
bottom army is getting ripped apart by pounders.
Oh man, these pounder connections are actually kind of disgusting. Killing so many of these resident sizers.
But there are res bots behind it, so he's already resing everything in this mid push here.
Yeah, this is looking actually a little dicey for Xfactor. He has recovered his army value lead, but it is just in pounders. And you know, I mentioned it earlier, but pounders are not the quickest unit in bar, and they're going to take some time to reinforce this position. So I will say this little group of raiding pounders has hit the southern flank of Auto, and like I said, how do you stop 4-pounders in a choke? You know, not shurikens is going to be a good answer, but unfortunately Auto clicked the arm button, so I don't think he's making matches.
he's spamming stouts, bringing them down. But I don't even think he would want to, right? He doesn't have air control. He made lashers just because he knows he doesn't want to full commit into air.
I don't even think Auto can commit on this army. Like, it's just a line of pounders.
Oh, the res bots. He needs to be careful.
Oh, no. Oh, no. They're about to get pounded.
No, if you can pull him back.
Oh, this is going to suck. Auto has no ability to replace those. That's so crucial as he was dealing with the pounder raid on the west. But, oh, man. This is actually looking like this is kind of running away from Auto, as I don't think I want to say this, but he's somewhat surrounded by pounders, and that is kind of terrifying when you are a big blob of medium tanks.
Yes.
He's gonna,
you are not wrong.
Gonna escape the surrounding pounder encirclement, but yeah, he left some metal on the ground to do that. There's a lot of dead tanks here, nearly 3,000 metal on the ground, and this pounder on repeat actually is looking. At first, I was like, "This is a joke," but no. This is actually kind of impossible to push into. How do you deal with this?
I feel like we're seeing it a lot more on these like closed maps because when the armies get big, it's like when you're just skirmishing, Janus might be superior. But if you actually want to push a huge army through a choke, and there's pounders in the way, man, is it hard to push through.
Yeah, it just isn't worth it. Like, Auto is actually trying to full commit in a direction that doesn't have, 400 pounders blocking it, but he seems to have found the one that has about 20 shurikens defending it. Luckily, his whistlers are on the way and should be able to cover the army in time. But the pounders are coming, and they are not happy with what Auto is doing. Oh my God, look at them.
That's beautiful.
That's terrifying.
Xfac dropped back, so he dropped back for resbot, so he's resing everything in mid that just died and sending it back. So Auto, this kind of feels like a do or die push for him.
Yeah.
He needs to try to find a commander, somehow cripple the entire base. And I mean, that's 10k metal worth of tanks on the bottom from Auto that is pushing it.
I mean, Auto certainly cannot turn around as there is a literal wall of pounders behind him, but there's actually really not that much in front of him, all things considered. Like, Xfactor's making more pounders, more grunts, but that's a lot of tanks. Like you said, 10k metal, that's, you can get a few tanks for 10k metal, and Xfactor has those all right in front of him.
Yeah, and Xfac realizes that he's going to full commit the pounder army into Auto's base, so this is a potential base trade.
Oh, man. I mean, this is really... defensively, yeah, Auto, I can see on the mini-map, Auto's already swapped to making Janus, which defensively will actually be similar to the pounders of just kind of really difficult to push into. Oh, Auto's actually not committing for this. Oh, I
feel like he needed to.
Right? I also feel like he needed to. Like, it was 4 pounders, which is going to hurt, but I feel like he needed to commit if he was going to.
Yeah, skirmishing against the defender's advantage is just so difficult. It's like, even if they aren't building, they're repairing, and they have pork. But maybe he's going to try to weave his way up and link back to his base.
Yeah. I'm not disliking this path he's taking, actually, especially if he goes north from here, and maybe guts
his own base
of Xfactor's expansions.
It's got some units bearing down on it.
Oh, Otto's going to try and move his commander position to defend against this. He does have a lot of tanks here. I think he should be able to defend this. Oh, okay. The question is, where does Otto go from here? Does he push down into the reinforcing pounders? Which in hindsight, not great. Maybe, or not even hindsight. Just thinking about it, it's not great. Maybe we go north. You know, maybe we go kill mexes in the north and don't push into the terrifying pounder wall.
I don't think he's listening. I'm pretty sure he's about to full send it.
Oh, God, he's full sending it directly into these pounders. Although Xfactor's a little slightly out of position. Oh, Otto. Oh, he hesitated. The hesitation might kill him here. The stouts are getting slowed, but the impulse...
Oh, no.
A decent amount are going to get in, actually. But they are getting stuck with the ranks.
There's 4 LLTs just waiting for him. I don't think he gets really anything here, and his own base is dying. His own base just got walked on by pounders.
Oh my God, the pounder raid has finally hit the other side of the map.
Oh no.
Oh man, I mean, Otto just rebuilt a lot of this energy and is just losing all of it. Admittedly, Xfactor, that is a lot of metal he just left on Otto's side of the map. This is very back and forth all of a sudden. Otto opting, yeah, not even going to try and side grade into a bot lab, make some res bots. He's just going to start eating and pumping it into units.
Yeah, I mean, he's floating energy, right? He's accessing a lot of E right now, and there's 5k metal on the ground, so he's going to eat it all. But in the same regard, I mean, he left quite a bit on the side. He left, what, 2.8? So he left like 3,300, 3,900.
So Otto is going double air lab, stopped all tank production. He's got to be Banshee, right? But he's making fighters? I'm assuming fighters into Banshees? I can't imagine why you would do this as ARM.
For the comp snipe? Or maybe because he's seen the base, he knows there's a lot of wind, so he thinks he can do a bombing run and then reset Xfactor's economy?
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Yep, you're right. Bombers. He is going for a pretty big bomber play, double lab bombers, as he is getting a lot of metal. He has a decent amount of energy, good energy storage. This could hit at a very dangerous timing for Xfactor.
Yeah, and Xfactor isn't producing any. He's making bombers of his own. So if this goes, I don't think he can comm snipe, but maybe he can reset the energy economy.
Yeah,
I'm still a little
agree.
scared. Like, middle Xfactor has a lot in mid, and it's coming. And Otto has not been producing tanks. He kind of took his foot off the gas for this bomber play, but
yeah, he just turned the printer back on. He's starting to make some Janus, starting to make some stouts, but oh, the bombers, I think are gonna, they get revealed by Xfactor's army. But that is a lot of fighters that Otto has made with those. Xfactor's gonna have a lot of time to make anti-air to try and stop this.
Yeah, and he's making figs now. I don't see Nettles going down though, so
I don't see scouts either from Otto. He's actually this is gonna be mildly blind bombing if none of his bombers are.
Well, he's seen it before, right? Because he got tanks, so he knows the layout of the base, depending on what he wants to bomb. Is he bombing labs?
No. He's spread bombing. He's getting decent wind connections. The second pass should get a bit more, but that's a lot of AA on the ground. Ooh, nice target on the curve.
I mean, it's decent, right? Now he's ahead in energy production.
Yeah.
But he's still behind in just overall mex count. I feel like he doesn't have the map control, but still really good bombing run. I mean,
yeah, I mean, if Otto manages to clean up these armies on his front door, as another raiding pounder group has approached the front door.
Yes, the quick and agile raiding pounders.
This raiding pounder group probably left 5 minutes ago and has now reached the front door. Maybe if he can clean up these armies, the bombing he just did brings him back into this, but
he still needs to get out on the map and reclaim stuff. I mean,
yeah, we really need to get some X's, retake some ground here. As like you said, he just doesn't have a whole lot. Like, he has a metal produced lead, but a lot of that is off the back of reclaim. Like, his army value is looking frightening.
Yeah, it's 14 mexes to 21, and that is concerning.
So Otto, okay, he ate his tier 1 lab, and looks like tier 2. I'm curious.
Do you think you go bull or jag here? I don't think you really want to go jag into pounder, right?
Yeah,
I guess you can.
no, 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 no. If he makes jags and the pounders, I'm walking away from the computer. Auto, I'll do it. There you go. I
You
promise
tell
you.
him, LBM.
No,
You tell him.
I'll leave, man. That's actually illegal. But no, no, I'm
He's gonna
assuming.
go
Oh, he's
con
going
first. It
con.
looks like.
So he's being greedy. Okay, this is kind of a scary play from Auto. No, like he knows he's down in map control. He has to know he's down in army value. In going con first. I mean, I guess when you're in this position and you feel like you're behind, you kind of have to be greedy. But
Yeah.
actually, you know what? I like this. I like this. He's gonna make the con, make a single console, and then he's gonna reclaim the lab, and I'm assuming make a vehicle lab. Yep. Go right back into making medium tanks.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like
that
that too.
A little bit safer, right there. He can dump the stored metal from the lab into his tier 2 mexes. He can dump it into a bunch of medium tanks, making Centurions. I thought this was for Resbots, but man, queued up 20 Centurions, although his commander is a little bit in danger here.
Oh boy.
I mean, Auto should be able to degun for
so much stuff coming from the side though.
Oh man, that is actually so many medium tanks. Auto's gonna cloak and try and back up, but
yeah, these are all the res tanks, and he needs to be really careful.
Xfactor's gonna see. He's kind of running into more units, I think, than he wants to. He doesn't want to full commit this. Yeah, I like this a lot. He's gonna pull north. He's gonna snipe the expansion, clean up even more of Auto's mexes, and just kind of push his lead even further.
And Xfac ended up taking that bottom geo just to re-equalize the energy lead. So all things considered,
yeah,
the damage that was done previously is kind of gone now. But this top fight feels like it might just decide the game here.
Yeah, I mean, a whole lot of res, brutes and stouts just fighting Auto. Auto doesn't really have the units to contest this, as he's just quickly running out of map to back up to. As
unironically, is it gunslinger time? Huh?
I mean, maybe, but I feel like you need a lot of gunslingers. Like, I don't know if there's enough EHAs in the world to offset how many tanks are currently sprinting at him.
Yeah, this 50% army value is looking just a little scary.
Oh man, just another max cluster of autos goes down, and he's just slowly being choked out of any of his metal income. Like the tier 2 mexes are going to help a little bit, but
yeah, and Xfac did his own T2 swap now. His lab's almost done.
Yeah, tier 2 slop with the 40% army value lead. He's pretty. I actually would be surprised if oh man, Auto, do not push into the pounder ball. I beg you. I would not be surprised if Xfactor's pretty content to just kind of sit, choke Auto out, and just get his mexes up, get his economy going, and then hit the go button.
And Xfac has all these res bots still just in mid eating up everything.
Yeah, on top of, like, he might be getting another army, and Auto is just calling it. He sees there's just too much gone wrong,
yeah,
and just too much of the map is gone, and wow, I mean 2-0 is kind of not what I would have expected to see from Auto and Xfactor.
Yeah, no, likewise. I mean, well, I mean, the games felt relatively close for the first, but it feels like both of them had moments where they just kind of took it, right? Like, I don't know, there were moments where it felt like there was a deciding fight like that, the mid-rec in the last one, and then this game, when there was the full send that he did, like, kind of through bottom, but he didn't want to commit to the base, so he sort of, like, ran up and went around, but then he was just fighting against like reinforcing pounders the entire time.
Yeah, those pounders.
Misery.
Oh man, I don't know if I've seen somebody spam pounders like that in a 1v1, but I have to say, on these choke pointy maps, that is not weak at all. That is actually very annoying to deal with. Like the pounder's main downside is they can just go around you, but like if every choke point has a pounder wall, there's no way you can't escape it. They're just gonna slow drive at you and kill you, and both of those maps were just kind of pounder maps, like, which is not what I thought I would be saying at the end of that set, but
yeah. So if we go back and look at Group C,
All right, let's see. Group C.
so we don't get Game 3, but Group C right there. So Xfactor takes the series 1-0, and then Autopilot loses that. So Xfactor will be in the winners final next round. Autopilot will be in the losers final next round. So waiting on the results of Domino versus Teddy. So whoever wins that will fight Xfactor, and whoever loses that will be in an elimination match versus Autopilot, who is probably one of the single worst people I can think of to be in an elimination match against.
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, almost anybody in this like group is like, okay, you're gonna see one of these guys, two of these guys in the losers final, and it's like, okay, how is that even possible? How are they actually there? That doesn't make any sense. But it's gonna be interesting. I don't even know. I don't know where this is gonna go. This could be a very interesting group, and I know I'm gonna have to go watch the Domino Teddy set that Barcast posted and see what that looks like. But
Yeah, that definitely could be interesting to say the least.
all
Well,
right.
sweet.
Well, if that's it for us, I think we'll just leave this here for the you can look at the schedule. You wonderful people. I'm sure you can all read, and you know, I don't want to make assumptions, but that's it for Volshank and I, and that was a pretty interesting set. And we'll see you in about a week, right?
Yep.